All right, so folks, we want to honor Epic Elite AAU first ever basketball camp. We put it together in a couple of weeks because we wanted to create the grassroots movement. We believe we have a story: empower, protect, integrate, coordinate. That's what Epic is. Our financial literacy course will be coming out shortly. We've got the endorsement of College Achieve behind that course. They're a national charter school, but the first school in New Jersey. Excited about that. And guess what we're really excited about? I'm excited that I get to spend some time with my man Peyton Miller. What's up, man?
What's going on?
How you doing, Peyton?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So Peyton Miller, like many of the other players, have their own distinctions, their own skill set. Being able to have these kids play together the way we did, challenging because there's only 5 kids that could play at the same time, and I think our practices were very intense. And I think that one of the things that we honored to every kid that came here is that we were going to do the best we can to make you a better player based on what we were providing, right? And along the way, you got a little bit of an injury. And can you talk a little bit about your season? Because it started one way, but you became a kid that moved up pretty quickly late in February and March.
Yeah. So in the beginning, it was a little adaptive experience, and I can admit that I was struggling at first, but then I picked up the rhythm, and as the season went on, I just kept on improving and progressing, which allowed me to become a key player, to have a key role on this team, and help lead us to the state championship. So
Can you talk a little bit though, about expectation? Did you have going into the season a certain expectation where you were let down a little bit, but then were able to persevere emotionally through whatever that was?
Yeah, a lot of people been telling me to fill into Mark Armstrong's shoes, and at times I felt like it just put a lot of pressure on me. But then I realized that I'm myself, and I don't need to fill into anybody's shoes but myself. And I feel like just not thinking about what anybody is saying about me or what's going on in the background. I'm just focused on what's in front of me. So yeah.
And Peyton, I'm going to ask you a question because a lot of what you're describing what we call emotional intelligence at a very high level.
Yeah.
So, and I've met your parents, so I'm not confused, right? And major shout out to mom and dad. Here's my thing: it's hard not to be focused on what people are saying, right? It's hard not to try and make somebody happy with their expectation of me. How were you able to make that transition and to say, you know what, well, Mark Armstrong is excellent, but I'm Peyton Miller, and I'm comfortable being Peyton Miller, and I love being Peyton Miller. How did that happen?
To be honest, I just stayed in the gym, and I didn't really focus on what anybody thought about me because, thinking about what everybody is saying would just push me back down and not allow me to focus on what I need to focus on. So just staying in the gym and being consistent really helped me.
And do you have any experiences before you made this transition or this transformation, I'll say, where you did worry about what people think and how it affected you versus by being able to get over that hump and really kind of living the life that you want to live?
I would say definitely in the beginning of the season, I just thought I needed to be that person on the team that just needed to have a breakout season right then and there. But then I realized stuff wasn't going my way, and I was just focusing on the distractions. So I decided to put distractions behind me and just stay
Awesome.
working.
And thank you for sharing that. Can you talk about because you guys had a great team last year?
Yes.
The senior leadership, what practices were the whole story from day one till the last day, and that journey and how that's going to carry you for the rest of your life.
Practices were definitely very harsh, I would say. And coming into high school, I didn't expect that at all. I didn't think it was going to be easy, but I didn't think it would be that hard. So just looking up to the seniors from last year, just seeing what they were doing with the team and being a leader and role model, I feel like it helped me definitely in the long run. And I could definitely, carry on what they were doing last year, this year, and just keep pushing everybody else around me.
That's amazing, and I'm going to say that's a testament to Coach Alex. Has he created that culture where the seniors are kind of bringing you along the way? And is that something that came from the top down?
Yes, definitely. I feel like the seniors, they were just telling me every day to keep your head down and grind and just push yourself, because if you don't push yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. Just them being a role model just really helped us in general and how we became, a very good team.
And where are you originally from? Where'd you grow up?
Hillside, New Jersey.
And is that grammar school into high? Are you still there?
Yeah. So
And so your you've been playing basketball from day one, basically, right?
yes.
On like a lot of different AAU programs, very high level, very successful basketball, no question about it. There was even watching you play with us, it was undeniable who you are. Where do you see yourself in the next, let's say when St. Peter's Prep is done? What does it look like after that for you?
I would say in the next couple of years, I would see myself definitely at a Division One school,
Me
maybe
too.
even making it to the NBA. You know, God knows what's to come, but definitely at a Division One school, just making history.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about the kind of team you have coming in this year.
I feel like we're pretty good right now. We could definitely improve a lot, coming towards the season, but I feel like we're in a very good spot right now.
So knowing your mom and dad, I mean, what they demand and the standard they've created for you. Can you talk about the academic side of your life at St. Peter's Prep and the fact that Epic's, we're about 2 weeks away from a financial literacy course being released for all the players. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of that?
My parents definitely tell me all the time that school is first, and without school, you basically can't like do anything in life. Um, so just keeping up my academics will just like help me in the future. If I decide to do something else rather than basketball, well, that would definitely help me. Um, but yeah, school is definitely a big factor in my life and my siblings' lives, and yeah.
Yeah, and for us here at Elite, Epic Elite, it's like, yeah, if your dream is to make it to the NBA, great, but we still want to teach the tools of business. We want to teach the tools of marketing, innovation, influence, and how that could carry you as a businesswoman or businessman going forward. Because we live in a time right now where we can control our own destiny vis-a-vis the camera and be able to reach audiences and provide valuable services and or products. And I think that that's what really gets me excited about what we've created here at Epic. You've been someone that kind of came with us. What was the thing that stood out a little bit different for Epic Elite compared to where you were in the past?
I would say the relationship with the coaches and definitely like the things that they've given us, like they've given us different opportunities. It was a different experience from many other programs, and I feel like Epic Elite like really helped all of us in unique ways.
Awesome. Listen, listen, the enjoyment's real. And for me, I think that you're very quiet. You're below the radar as far as like being verbal, but your leadership on the court is undeniable. Now, I know you had such a great transition last year. Can you talk to the folks out there? Like, it didn't just show up at the front door. As I understood it, you would practice every day before school.
Yes.
And for kids that are watching us, like, you can't want to be Division One or be, all county without putting in the work. Can you talk about the importance of consistent, not only sequential but intentional work?
There were times where like I wasn't where I wanted to be, and I would constantly ask my coach to get in the gym every single morning, until I improve. And even when I do improve, I stay in the gym and be consistent because consistency is the biggest part in becoming a very good basketball player.
Consistency makes a champion, but let me talk about business right now as well as coaching. If you're a coach and your player demands to be in the gym before school, you're going to start looking at that kid differently in practice every day. So not only did he want to get in, so he talked to the coach, not only did he get in, so now the coach is watching him in practice a little bit differently and then giving him an opportunity. And then when you have a privileged window and you get an opportunity, it's evident that you made a phenomenal run last year. And you were one of the key contributors in that run that maybe you weren't on the radar in, let's say, December and January, maybe, I'm assuming, but coming February and March or late January, February, it seems like you were really, I know you had a great game against Hudson Catholic, as I understand it. This coming season, I'm not going to say do a prediction. I don't want to do that. But what's your expectation? Not only as a team first, but then as a player.
I would say definitely as a team to make it farther than we were last year.
That's pretty far.
Yeah, I know we came up short in the state championship, but next year I definitely want to win the state championship. And as a player, I would say improving on my stats, points per game, assists per game, rebounds, all of that, and just becoming a leader on the court, and being more verbal.
What does that look like as a leader?
What
is it that you haven't done that you now want to do?
I definitely want to become the captain. Just be a role model to incoming freshmen or just people around me. So definitely.
That's
yeah.
awesome. Can you give everybody a message right now? Any kid that's watching this that's a version of you in 6th, 7th grade, if you could come back and say something to yourself, what would that be?
If you aren't where you want to be, just stay in the gym and just grind because it'll pay off in the long run. And don't worry about what anybody thinks about you. Just stay to yourself and just pay attention to details.
There it is, folks, the amazing Peyton Miller. Pay attention now while you can. He is on the come up. There's no question about it, on a very, very good basketball team out of Hudson County, New Jersey, my alma mater. I am from Bayonne. I did go to St. Peter's Prep, so there's always a secret place in my heart for that. And I got to tell you, I had the gift of Peyton being able to be part of Epic Elite AAU. It was an awesome experience watching him, and looking forward to tracking the rest of the season. And thank you for being part of this energy, being part of this organization, giving us your time, giving us your ability to help us win games with integrity, of course. And I'm super grateful for the experience and the journey that we shared together.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Appreciate it.